when I posted that, apparently when I put the N in sandwich, it didn't register the N press. So instead, I posted about you making a sandwich.
Thank God.
I know. I'm so fucking mad about it.
Scully just texted me. Apparently, we got Jake Cat back. Yay.
Cool. Alright. You in the game? Damn it.
Yes.
Still waiting for it to, not load. God fucking damn it. No. Back. Co-op.
We're now hosting a multiplayer game. No, really?
I never would have figured.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, so I got to test drive the van that I'll be driving for my new job.
Very nice.
I love it. It's gonna take some getting used to. Can't go into any details about it. It's gonna take some getting used to. But I do love it.
Very, very nice. I am in the game.
Yeah, and I'm on my way in. No connection issues so far. Knock on wood.
You just jinxed it, damn it.
Ow! My back. Ah. Fuck. Hey, bro. Sandwich. Turn it upside down. Now it's a smile witch.
God damn it.
Actually, no, that'd be a frown witch. Ah. Carbonation and caffeine kicking in all at once. Ah.
I completely forgot that I had all the coal in my inventory.
So I keep forgetting about what was it? The jukeboxes.
Yeah?
Because I woke up in my house and I completely forgot that I have the what is it? Night market music. And then I step outside and I hear the pirate shanty and I'm just like, what the fuck is going on with these jarring songs? Yeah, apparently I was the only person in the well, maybe not the only person. I'm not 100% sure on whether or not one of my other coworkers knew. But apparently I was really the only person that I knew about who knew how to parallel park. At least two of the folks didn't normally have to deal with parallel parking and never actually learned because it wasn't part of certain places required driving lessons. So, yeah, that was interesting. It drove me up the... It was actually me standing there making commentary that was definitely not necessary.
You're making a left turn!
No, it was up, you just hit the vehicle in front of you. Up, you just hit the vehicle behind you. Up, you just knocked the person in front of you again. Up, you just ran over a cone. Oh no, pedestrian down. But I was making really bad commentary like that. And I had one of my coworkers dying of laughter. I had another one who was giving me the evil eye. I was even doing that to the person who was supposed to be showing us how to do the frickin' course for test driving the van. It's like she actually ran over one of the cones, and I just go, oh, that's a dead person. my, my operations manager couldn't keep a straight face on that one. She's like, I know, she just ran over that cone. It's like, yeah, no kidding. Look at how it flops back into place, though. What a trooper. And then she backed up too far, hit the person behind her in the parallel parking portion. I'm just like, well, that person's going to be wanting some information. Then she pulls forward too far. And I'm like, yep, she just bumped into the person in front of her. Oh my goodness, it was entertaining, but it was also painful to watch. And because I didn't decide to speak up and be like, I'll go ahead and do my driving portion first, it's like, nah, now I gotta sit there and wait, and wait, and wait. I was the last person. But that's on me. So I stood there, watching in pain, as he decided to do all of this. I'm just like, why? Why? This is so simple. It's not as difficult as you're making it out to be. And in case anyone is wondering, yes, I did make one mistake. I miscalculated the length of the vehicle I was driving and the distance from the back end to the cones that were behind me. So when I tried to fix myself to being in the parked position, I gave a little love tap to the vehicle in front of me. Outside of that, though, smooth. So smooth. Well, I would, but unfortunately, you know, you're not over here.
Why, but right as you said that, my brain is just imagining me popping my head out from under the desk. Hi, stream, and you slowly pushing me back down.
Oh yeah, that thing again. Just, you slowly rise from beneath my desk into view on the camera. It's just like, hun, no, go back down. You're not finished down there.
I'm so glad your parents don't watch this.
I wouldn't be surprised if in actuality my mother and stepfather actually did watch these streams. Considering my stepfather's comment about how he's sick and tired of seeing us play Stardew. Now, watching it live, thankfully no. But the VODs, when they're re-uploaded to YouTube, yeah, they might. They might be. Technically, the only person who's going to be in any way, in any shape or form, in bad ways with family, it's gonna be me. Because, you know, my stream, I'm their son, or stepson in my stepfather's case. What the heck? Ofrak dead? Who is this Ofrak?
No idea.
My brother has emotes because someone gifted him subs on someone else's stream.
Nice.
Yeah. If it wasn't for the fact that I don't keep up with the subscriptions that people gift me, I'd have emotes of my own that I could pull from other streamers. My brother's just like, I don't even know. Was asleep when it happened. Oh, wow. Could have been during my, the adventures after my raiding happened.
Dang, grilled cheese deluxes are amazing.
Why don't you describe what your grilled cheese deluxe is for the folks that are watching this stream, either live or on VOD?
So, for anyone who doesn't know, usually I like making grilled cheeses. But the reason that it's called a grilled cheese deluxe is not only, you know how when you make grilled cheese you put butter on top of the bread? Or on each side of the bread? Just say, if you want to make it a deluxe and add a whole new extra flavor, top the butter off with some Parmesan cheese. And then cook it like that. Just wait a few minutes, should cook perfectly on each side, and it adds a whole new extra cheesy flavor to the grilled cheese. It's amazing.
Yeah, my brother posted in the comment going, no, actually, didn't know that. Because our grilled cheese is literally a slice of cheese on bread and toss it in the microwave. That's the grilled cheese we grew up with.
Oh my god. All I can say is, when I ever do come down there, I'm bringing my sandwich maker.
Hun, if you do that, you won't be able to take home the Oculus 2.
Yeah, you're right.
Hun, you're not supposed to let lesser people see you digging through trash.
I didn't know he was right there.
My brother is now yelling at me going, that is not grilled cheese, that is hot cheese. Hey, 7 levels. New grilled cheese is made in the frying pan. Okay.
I mean, the only reason I've been making these different types of grilled cheese is because I actually got a sandwich maker from Walmart for only $5, and I haven't stopped using it since. My main diet has been consisting of sandwiches.
Pepper Rex must kill. Oh, fuck off with your fire breath.
If you guys want to be extra good with the grilled cheese, add a couple of slices of bacon first, and then put the cheese on top. Man, it's so nice.
Yeah, my brother goes, I knew grilled cheese is made in the frying pan. I didn't know it was supposed to be buttered.
Mm-hmm. Butter added to a whole new extra flavor, and it crispies the bread very, very nice.
Crisps. Thought she was gonna say it was deluxe because they used garlic butter.
I mean, you could do garlic butter.
I was expecting you to mention the time you learned about mayonnaise as an alternative.
Yes. Okay, it can't be the fucking cool that one Cool Whip, or not Cool Whip, fucking, that one mayonnaise. I'm trying to remember what it's called.
The Whips?
Give me a second, I gotta go check to see what it's called, because I know we have some in the fridge.
Okay. Hold on, folks. She's finding the container so she can properly advise us. Because it goes, use garlic butter or tomato and lettuce inside it. Void mayo? Yeah, void mayonnaise isn't exactly the best topping to use for anything. Leave the mine.
had some. Oh shit!
Hi.
What time it was? Glad I came back because I could have passed out.
Yeah, we would have
The
been
Kraft
fine.
real mayonnaise. That's what we always get. Don't use that stuff when you're making it. I'd say go for the Good Foods mayonnaise. The one that's actually real mayonnaise.
Nice job, bro.
Because it's so...
Question, hun. Is that the store brand, or...
Store brand, yeah.
Okay. So, there's the potential that Great Value... regular mayonnaise, not light. I have discovered I don't care for the light mayonnaise that is store brand. Regular mayonnaise,
Also,
store brand. Hey, Night Rose.
I forgot we had pizza last night, and I found 3 slices on the table. Sadly, it's the Hawaiian pizza, the one that I don't care for.
Is it that you've had it too much and you don't like it because of that, or is it?
I think it's because every time my family orders a pizza, it's always the fucking Hawaiian. I'm just like, dude, that's why I don't like pineapples on pizza. Pizza is not meant to be sweet.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, pineapples can be on pizza. Doesn't really matter. It's all up to the person that's eating it. As long as anchovies don't exist on the pizza and nobody decides to make the very stupid mistake of large marshmallows on a pizza, I think we're all good.
Fuck? That's actually a thing?
Yeah, there's a reason why that became a concept and probably never went through to being popularized. Because
Ashley Nichols, but there was her family, or a family friend of hers, I think she said on one of the Honeycast videos.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, one of their families orders maraschino cherries on their pizza.
Okay.
Your cherries don't belong on pizza.
I don't like cherries in general, so I'm never gonna try cherries on pizza. But if people want to have that, okay, more power to them. Have fun with it. But no, hun, I actually tried having a pizza with marshmallows on it, and it wasn't bad until I realized just how much marshmallow was in a single marshmallow. How are we doing? Not bad. Night Rose is in chat.
Hi, Night Rose.
Says hi. And she wants to know how you're doing.
I'm doing good. Eating some pizza right now.
Yee. But for me, as long as it doesn't have, like, fish on it, we're good. No anchovies, no, what was the other one? There was another fishy topping. And I don't remember what it was.
Scallops?
No, scallops aren't fish. I mean, they are seafood, but not what I'm referring to. I mean an actual... Sardines! That's what it is. Let me justify marshmallows and cherries on a pizza. Dessert pizzas. That is fair.
If it's a dessert pizza, then yes. But if it's just a regular cheese and pepperoni pizza that has those on it, you can kindly fuck off.
I mean, hun, you're dating someone who, as long as there's no sardines or anchovies on it, they'll generally eat the pizza.
Anchovy or sardine pizza.
I'm not a seafood fan to begin with, and just it seems like the masses actually agree on one thing, and that's anchovies on pizza being no. There's still some people who are okay with it, but the majority says no.
The majority of it says fuck off.
Precisely. pineapples on pizza, it's such a hot debate because of the fact that so many people it's literally split down the middle. No matter how many times you see one side or the other being leaned towards, there are other instances where it's the opposite. To a point, it might as well be split directly down the middle. Me personally, if it's a pizza that has Hawaiian or pineapples on it, I'll still eat it. I don't have a problem with it. Am I gonna go out of my way for it? No. But if it's there and I want pizza, I'm gonna have it. And that's my only option. Yeah, I'm gonna have it. Now they got straight cheese. Oh, hell yeah.
What about broccoli on pizza?
I'd eat it.
I mean, I'd like to try it. I don't really care for, like, steamed vegetables. I usually like eating veggies raw.
I do not care for raw vegetables. Carrots and tomatoes, or tomatoes are fruit. Carrots, I don't mind, but I'm not really one to eat them that much. But yeah, I'm not really one for raw vegetables.
I love them. Just because of the crunchiness.
Majority of people can't get past cheese or pepperoni. They miss the opportunity for onion. Yeah, that is true. Onion pizza is pretty good.
Like onion?
I am aware.
I absolutely hate it.
I am very well aware, hun. If it's raw onion, you will not touch it.
If it's cooked onion, I will not touch it. Hey, it's raining on the island and the mainland.
Hun, when I say raw, I actually mean the full form of the onion, not the powder. It doesn't matter if it comes in the form of cooked, uncooked, whatever.
Exactly.
I'm well aware of this. I was referring to specifically the actual physical form of onions and not the powdered version, where it's used as a seasoning.
Okay, yeah, the powdered version I can handle.
Yeah, as long as it's not overdone.
Exactly. As long as I can't taste the onion, I'm good.
Or if you do, it's not in such quantity that that it's overwhelming the actual flavor.
It's like we move in together. I get a shipment from like some random company, and it's just a big box of fucking onions, and I'm just like, damn it!
My brother goes, we can't let her know about meatloaf.
Oh, okay, I can say that. My grandma, I fucking love her meatloaf. It's like meatloaf, if it has onions in it, I can still eat it because I can't really taste the meat, or I can't really taste the onions.
When you're chewing, you can feel the texture of the onions, but you can't actually taste the flavor. And to be honest, hun, there's only one other dish that I would recommend, and that's my mother's roast potatoes, because it is amazing. It's red potatoes, and it's got onions in it. Well, onions with it. And they get cooked to a point that I'm not really sure how to describe it properly. But it's the main portion. Huh?
I was gonna say, you're caring about saying it properly. When do we ever say anything properly?
That's true. But it's like my mother's roast potatoes are so good. Like you eat the potato, the potatoes get quartered. I remember that. The red potatoes get quartered. They don't get peeled. They're skin and all. But they are so good.
That actually sounds amazing.
When you come to visit, or if you move in with me, I'll see if I can convince her to make that at some point.
I really wish, though, when you were over here, that my grandma would have made her special meatloaf. My grandma Chach.
My mother's meatloaf is pretty good.
My grandma's. The funny thing is, when I first had her meatloaf, she set the plate in front of me. I threw a huge bit. I'm like, I don't want it.
Probably
I don't
because you
want
saw the
it.
onion pieces in it.
All that, and it was. I was one of those picky eaters when I was a kid.
Oh, you don't need to tell me. My family could write books about how picky I was with my food. It got to a point where we were literally having the same meal every 2 weeks. Every week or every 2 weeks. Because my mother knew there were only certain things that she could force me to eat. And there were certain things that she was willing to force me to eat herself. Because there was a point, I think, where we tried spinach, but because she didn't like spinach, she didn't really force us to try and eat it.
Yeah.
So, it's like, if she wouldn't eat it, she really wouldn't make it, if I recall correctly. So, we did have that benefit. But
I love the kids.
I'm not really a fan of chili. My mother's chili is great, don't get me wrong. I just don't really care for chili. And it took my stepfather just putting some shredded cheese in his chili and me going, I want to try that. And that turns out that's how I prefer to eat my chili, is with, well, my mother's chili is with the shredded cheese.
Shredded cheese and a little bit of the cornbread. That's how we usually eat our chili.
We don't have cornbread with our chili.
Huh.
My brother's, let's see, Night Rose goes, mother cooking is the best. And my brother goes, she told me how to make the potato dish. Ah, nice. But of course, bro, that's the big thing is, us making it is never going to taste the same as when Mom makes it. That's like the biggest given, I know, but still.
Hang on, I'm gonna sell 300 milk because
Alright.
I have 367 milk. I don't need this much milk.
Alright.
Pretty sure if I sell it, since I do get more from the animal products,
Yeah.
it should give us a lot.
Nice. Hey, Ninja. Welcome to the stream tonight. Yes, they are, Hud. And also, hey, Snick, yeah, was a very picky eater. Oh, don't tell me. Damn it! I got out of the Skull Cavern, but because I had lost so much health, and, what was it? Right at the ladder, it had me fall unconscious outside Skull Cavern. So now I'm at Harvey's. Fuck you and your ridiculously expensive hospital visit. I lost one item. Oh, bone fragments. I'm not gonna worry about bone fragments. It's two fucking bone fragments. Yeah, I was a very picky eater when I was a kid. It was the help of my uncle and mom that helped me eat the foods that I eat today. Honestly, it's the fact that I've been working with food for so long and hearing my coworkers talk up about how some of the food tastes. That's what has me trying some of the different foods. Like, if this was all the way back when I was a kid still, if I still had that mindset, I wouldn't even think twice about trying any of the flavors of ice cream I've had. Like the Kraft mac and cheese ice cream, I wouldn't have even touched it. Same thing with the pizza.
It sounds gross, but it sounds like it could be good.
It could be good. If you like the shell cheese for the Kraft mac and cheese, then you'll probably enjoy it. Because it does taste like cheese. It's just way too creamy for me. No, not old cheese.
No, I said cold.
When is cheese not cold besides when it's on something that's been heated?
Exactly.
My brother didn't really care for the stuff, and he's going, "Oh no, that stuff was off the wall."
Oh yeah, I should probably go check on the battery packs. See how many we got.
Might be a good idea. But
And I can
yeah.
also get the diamonds from the quarry.
Oh hey, I didn't even realize I got a purple slime egg.
Oh, very, very nice.
But yeah, I wasn't really a fan of most of the Little Debbie's ice cream. It was very overhyped, like a lot of people were saying. Meanwhile, my brother actually enjoyed a fair number of them. He enjoyed the Little Debbie's ice cream more than the other ice cream flavors. Like, if I was still in the mindset when I was a kid, I would not have tried that rum cherry jubilee or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And the other stream tried to win a giveaway of a power GPU. Oh, I really want to win one of their PCs, but constantly sitting there to enter the to enter the competition for the PC is such a pain. It takes so much time for me to sit there and do all those clicks, and I have to actually stay on top of every time they do a giveaway for that, and my brain just can't keep up with it. I'm gonna be honest. So good luck with that, Nairos. I see my brother wishing her luck too. Man, it really wants me to friggin' jump down a hole. Alright. Jump in!
Mm-hmm.
4 levels.
I'm in the community center because I haven't been in there in a while. Look at
Ah,
how good this place looks.
I know, right?
Like, honestly, it looks amazing. Now that I see it, it kind of looks like it could be someone's home.
Yeah.
With the storage area, all
Yeah, on the off chance there are younger folks that are watching my streams, as old as that makes me sound, um, honestly, don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be like me when I was a kid. Because being picky really limits what flavors. It's like if you don't like something when you're little, wait until you're older, try it again. If you
Dude,
still
that
don't
was
like it,
so cool.
fine.
I used to honestly hate kettle corn. It was so disgusting to me. But then I tried it when I was an adult, and I'm just like, dang, this stuff's good.
I'm trying to figure out what kettle corn is. Are you talking about like the popcorn?
Yeah,
kettle corn?
popcorn kind of thing.
Oh, I used to have that when I was a kid. It wasn't
Yeah,
bad.
sweetened popcorn. Because usually I was used to popcorn being like salty and all that. So sweet popcorn just threw me off completely.
Yeah, I remember at some point visiting my great grandmother, and she made stove popped. I think it was kettle corn. It was some kind of popcorn, and it wasn't bad. It tasted. To be honest, part of me is trying to say that it tasted like a little flavorless, but it wasn't bad.
Like your grandma watches this.
My grandma's not the one who did that. It was my great grandmother. She's not around
Oh.
anymore. So.
Ah.
At least as far as I know.
He's living in secret.
But I do remember that it was a long time ago. A long time ago. My brother says, lost my taste for popcorn due to having braces. Yeah. Yeah.
You know that feeling. I have braces, and well, braces at the back, and I still eat popcorn, even though they're like.
You're not supposed to.
You're not supposed to, and you're not supposed to drink soda, but I do that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I keep forgetting that you have braces. Because the entire time I was there visiting, I never once saw them.
You never saw the inside of my mouth. What did you expect me to do? Hey, babe, I want to show you something. Ah.
But it's like, I never once realized that you had braces, and I keep forgetting about it because I've never seen them. It's like the other day you told me that they got damaged or broke. A piece of them broke. It's just like
Ago, and I haven't called to get it fixed yet either.
Hun,
I'm
you
just
need
like,
to
it's
get
gonna
it
take
fixed. I know it's gonna take a long time. It's gonna be a pain in the ass and everything, but it is going to be necessary at some point. And it's better to get it taken care of sooner rather than later.
I like it being later.
Yeah, but if it's too late, they might have to do something drastic. And I know you wouldn't want that.
It's just replacing wire, hon.
Is it, or do they need to redo the entire thing?
No, it's just replacing a little bit of wire. It's very simple.
Even so.
And yet I still we're not doing it. If it's so simple, why haven't you done it?
Because I don't wanna, she says.
I don't wanna. I hate dentist appointments because one, they always ask you, oh, did you make sure to brush your teeth? How do I explain to them that I rarely brush my teeth?
You don't. Have you been brushing your teeth? Yes. Really? Then why does it look more red than a tomato?
No worries. I had chocolate sauce or strawberry sauce.
I used ketchup.
Yes. I mean, oh my god. Now my brain's thinking, I wonder if Sans, when he brushes his teeth, he uses ketchup.
With how much he loves ketchup.
Ketchup is good, though. I will say that. I'm
Yeah.
the kind of weirdo that would drink ketchup straight from the bottle.
I mean, my brother has done worse.
What has he done? Confess his sins.
If I recall correctly, he actually drank pancake syrup.
I've done that. It's nice. Tastes good.
It was either Hershey syrup or pancake syrup, and I want to say it was pancake syrup. Because I think my mom would have been even more angry if it was the Hershey syrup. My brother goes, yeah, when they... Hold on. When they were presenting options to realign my jaw, it was either the Hertz device or getting it broken. And my brother clarified, I did drink maple syrup.
Maple syrup is good.
Maple syrup is okay.
I'm not gonna lie, I was the type of weirdo, you know that Irish cream that people put in their coffee?
Yeah.
I used to drink that right from the bottle.
Huh. And my brother goes the Log Cabin brand. That honestly is a really good syrup.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was maple syrup. I thought it was just like pancakes syrup. It's like, for some reason, if I understand it correctly, yeah, I believe there is a difference. Not much of one, but there is one, if I recall correctly. I could be very much mistaken, because I know absolutely nothing when it comes to that kind of stuff.
I'm gonna put on my Snuggie real quick.
Okay. There's a lot of stuff that I talk about that I know very little, if anything, about. Maple syrup, pancake syrup, same thing. Oh no, we might have to call up some Canadians to find out.
Oh yeah.
Because this is America, so it could be that it's actually two different things.
I mean, literally, we have Canadians all around our town. Because we live right next, well, in the next town over is the Canadian border.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I showed you it when we were on the bus.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I was like, look, babe, there's the Canadian border. So when I say we live close to the Canadian border, I mean we live close to the Canadian border.
Yeah, be careful not to out where you live at.
True. I will say this, there are multiple Canadian borders, if I recall correctly. One in each of the top states, or am I just thinking weirdly?
Bro, I know Canada is part of America as well, it's just not part of the United States.
We are united.
Corpse's new song is frickin' a banger.
I saw your tweet about that, I'm like, okay then.
Yeah, it's funny, the title of it is Fuck You LOL. That is the actual title of it. And it's fucking great.
Did you make another song called, like, Emo Chicks Are Ruining My Life?
E-Girls.
E-Girls.
E-Girls Are Ruining My Life. Hot Demon Bitches Near You.
I gotta listen to that one, but all I've heard is the...
Hun, I let you listen to Hot Demon Bitches Near You. That's the one he made with Machine Gun Kelly. Drop down low with her ass real fat. And I made the tweet tagging you going, hun, why is he singing about you?
God damn it, I forgot about that.
My brother is being an asshole of a technical person right now. He's being very dickish. Literally what he's doing. He goes, he started off with Canada is America too, as is Mexico, and Panama, and Brazil. And he's not wrong on his last comment, though. Are we united, though? Are we, though? Yeah. As much as I hate to admit it, I don't hate to admit it, we are not united.
It's like how the founding fathers intended. Oh my god, I remember that video from the fucking Russian Badger. How the founding fathers intended. If you've ever seen the video, you'll know what I mean. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Bring it out a pistol, shoot it, but it misses completely because it's a smooth shot and it nails the neighbor's dog.
Right at 2. But yeah, Corpse's new song is really good. Like, I felt like it was more of a song that you would play, like, if the loading screen had, like, a character driving as the animation sequence for it. I could see his song just playing over that. It's so good. The issue that I have is the fact that there were folks online who were taking it and trying to claim it as their own. I don't remember the exact details that he had posted about it, but I remember he only released it because of the issues that were going on. And so he said straight up that he was releasing it early. Like, earlier than he planned to. There are only two things about Corpse I know. Dream SMP suggested to Tubbo to go buy some chains. Clip that moment. And I saw him in a YouTube video for Among Us. I know much more than that, but I don't really know Corpse myself. I feel like he'd be an interesting person to chat with and game with, but outside of that, I don't think... I'm not sure if he and I could be friends beyond that. Like, the occasional conversation and whatnot. I don't think I'd be able to... If an attempt was made, I don't think I would be able to be one of his closer friends. I feel like I'd be one of those people he'd occasionally, like, pop in and be like, hey, how's it going? Just checking up with you. And then disappear for, like, months on end. Yes, I know I missed some worms. I don't have my hoe. I left my hoe back at home. And no, I'm not talking about my husband.
You talking about me, bitch?
I'm not talking about you either. I'm talking about the tool. You are not a tool.
Oh, so we're tools now.
You are not a tool. What part about that do you not understand?
Toy.
What are you? An idiot sandwich. Exactly. Thank you, sir. May I have another? What?
I want another one. Give me another one. Why do you want another one? Just give it to me.
Because I'm fucking hungry. And idiot sandwiches taste wonderful. Sir, should we be concerned?
I don't know
Deep
why,
voice.
last night, I was thinking of DBZ Abridged.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, I kept replaying some of the voice lines for Ghost Nappa. Oh my god, it was good.
Vegeta.
Are we there yet? No. Are we there yet? No.
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
No.
Hey, Vegeta.
No.
Are we there yet?
What? No. God.
God damn it, Nappa! Shut the fuck up!
If we stop at the bug planet, can you...
Hey, Vegeta, can we stop at the bug planet? Fine, if it'll shut you up for 5 minutes.
I will admit, I fucking love Nappa.
Nappa is wonderful. Yeah. I love Corpse's... I love how deep Corpse's voice is. I just hate how he got that voice. Because having to live with something that is trying to eat away at the back of your throat, and that's how you get such a deep voice, that is not fun. That sounds extremely painful. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, and it's been so long since I seen the video where someone actually goes a little more in depth about what it is that he has, because they were analyzing the one of the songs that he made where he happens to make a reference to it.
Yeah.
But I remember they talked about the official term for it. And basically the acid, if I recall correctly, it's the acid from his stomach is attempting to eat away at his vocal cords or something. Either his vocal cords, his esophagus, something like that. And it is a very painful thing. It does suck.
Did you hear about the thing with Mark?
Oh yeah, the fact that he's in the hospital again? Yeah, I saw that this morning when I woke up. It was the first thing I was greeted with from Markiplier himself going, yeah, if you want to know why I'm in the hospital again, why don't you guys watch In Space with Markiplier to find out? And I'm just like, Really? Because we've already
Wait,
watched
you're in
it.
the hospital.
Sir,
Oh yeah,
you're...
I decided to do another version of that. The In Space with Markiplier.
Oh, you decided to do another route?
I decided to do another route,
Alright.
and I wound up getting a weird ending. The thing is, when it gave me the option to jump back into the wormhole thing, I kept doing it not again and again and again. Just because why the fuck not?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, for every prompt, Mark was getting stuck in some other disaster. Also kept waking up the crew, even though that was one of the things. Okay, you know how we thought that if you click wake up the crew, it would wake up everyone from the crew. No,
Yeah.
it only wakes up the person that he needs for the certain task.
Oh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
There's also an old lady character in there.
Oh yeah, I know about that.
Yeah, I felt bad when she got shot. I'm like, no!
And people might not have actually watched it yet still.
Yeah, true. Okay, everyone take what I say with a grain of salt.
Yeah, my brother posted, like, not that long ago going, please don't talk about it. I've got date night with my... I've got plans to do it for date night this weekend. I'm sorry, Richard. Bro, I'm sorry. We shouldn't have gotten started on that.
We'll say the cookies did look good.
Hun, we're not supposed to spoil about how the true villain is, and we're not supposed to talk about how you defeat them with beep, or how Corpse appeared at the end going beep. Corpse doesn't appear. He's not even in the credits.
Imagine he secretly is, and we just don't know it.
I would be thrown for a fucking loop if Corpse was actually in the first part to In Space with Markiplier.
It's like we see the credits. Yes, Corpse made an appearance, but all you hear was a faint gasp of breath from him. That's it. That's his only appearance.
my brother goes, dang it, now I know that Beep is in it. About Beep being in it.
How did you catch me? Oh, you motherfucker, you had my hand thing. Motherfucker.
Yeah. I would honestly be very pleasantly surprised if Corpse had managed to actually get in on one of the parts for In Space with Markiplier. Like, if part 2, for example, Corpse is doing something, that would be pretty fucking awesome. Granted, it's all recorded, so whatever it is what it is. So.
I didn't realize today was Demetrius' birthday. I just gave him a pizza. He's like, birthday gift, thank you.
Yeah.
I like how they have an arcade section in this bar. I also got the Tomka soup. I got 3 more.
Yay.
I needed the Tomka soup. I love the Tomka soup.
Hey, bro, I'm guessing one of the reasons why you decided to look into In Space with Markiplier is not so much because I mentioned it had released, but more because it got mentioned during the podcast Distractable.
All the good moments in Space with Markiplier when Mark did beep.
There is an F in the mine.
What?
There is an F in the mine.
Why is there an F
Or
in
not,
the mine?
not the mine, in the Skull Caverns.
Why is there an F
I
in
have-
the Skull Cavern?
I am now mining up the F. And there was a hole.
The F
Jump in the
needs to be
shaft.
in chat. Did you just say rub the shaft? Or open, or down the shaft?
No, I said jump in the shaft.
Oh.
Yes. I'm starting to wonder if I might have bursitis in my shoulder. Because the pain comes and goes. And it's rather annoying. Overheard you say it was necessary for Distractables this week, which is why I've yet to listen to it. Yeah, one of the first things I heard about, that I heard them mention in the Distractables podcast, right off the bat is... no, I didn't even start the episode. I looked at the description, and it said that they were talking about In Space with Markiplier, and I'm just like, I can't watch this because I haven't watched, or I can't listen to this because I haven't watched In Space with Markiplier.
So we'll say this. I got one of the sad endings.
Aw. God damn it.
What did you do?
I accidentally mined up one of the sidewalk pieces. I put it back. I think the cave said F you too.
Also, are we ever gonna get rid of all this shit that's right here? Even though we don't need it right here and it's just an eyesore?
That's up to you. I placed it down because we didn't have
now.
enough chests in the storage area for it.
I'll put it in the corner. This shit is honestly an eyesore.
Fair enough. No, 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 no. Damn it. No!
I don't have room for it either, so give me a second.
Nope.
Actually, I could use a crystallarium.
This stuff is just like, take us, Daddy!
Oh god. There you go. That ends our problem. Alright, gotta go to bed. I'm gonna put the crystallarium in the other ones are.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can have a, get 6 diamonds instead of just 5.
Yeah. Oh. So I follow one of the people that V knows. It's a friend that I've gained from V's own life.
Yeah?
Used to be a coworker of hers. Turns out I'm not following their main account. I'm following their side account. And V and I only just learned that. Because V made the comment because she... So, the whole thing started with V wanting to know who it was that made her coworkers, or her friend's, OC, known as Cell Swap. It's a pony Sona for this person. And because her friend wasn't available to actually discuss with, I'm like, well, I can easily look that up. I go to her Twitter page, and as I'm scrolling, it's like a whole shitload of dragon dildos and other animalistic dildos from places like Bad Dragon and whatnot, shared all over her Twitter timeline, before I finally find the post that she had made that V was referring to. And so I shared that, and I'm like, yeah, it took me a while of scrolling through all of the dildo shares that she keeps making. And V goes, yeah, we know, she's horny on main. You and I both know this very well. Her friend finally pops in and goes, it's not my main. And then shares the @ for her main. And I decided to take a look at it. I'm just like, what? I'm stalking enough people. I'm not going to. I'm not adding this to my list of people that post on my timelines. And I made the comment that it's like, I have to be careful when I'm scrolling my Twitter feed at work, because sometimes I'm not sitting in the corner of the break room. So if a coworker happens to pass behind me at the wrong time while I'm scrolling Twitter, and they just see a fucking dragon dildo made of silicone on my Twitter, they're just gonna look at it and be like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just got a tiger hat from killing one of the tiger slimes.
Nice.
I'm gonna put it on my other kid. So, you know how one of my kids is a cat?
Yeah.
No one's gonna be a tiger.
Nice. But V then was curious because I mentioned the fact that it would be very difficult to explain away that appearing on my Twitter timeline. And she goes, okay, so a quick Google search later, turns out, is it okay to look at porn while on a paid break? The answer is no. It's like, it doesn't matter where you work. If it is your paid break, you better not be looking at that shit.
Aw, now Lucy's
What's
a
your
little
profanity?
tiger. I have 2 cats.
Very well timed, Night Rose.
So I'm taking the cheese thing, the milk maker thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna use for in my house, so that way I can make more cheese and milk and other shit. What? Because woo.
Thank you for that.
Actually, I haven't taken off this damn hat in a while. It's been a few streams since I got it.
You're forgetting what you look like underneath your clothes.
Exactly, so that's why I'm taking it off right now.
She's taking her top off.
Shut the fuck up.
Bro.
Horny shit.
Bro. I mean, granted, I made the exact same comment, but bro. Bro, why? He's like...
What did he say?
He's like, but what if your job was watching porn?
He's not wrong.
Exactly. I brought that... I brought that up as a point for the same day, and we just kind of ignored it and moved on.
I'm gonna grab another
How is V? V's doing pretty okay. He's got a lot going on.
Imagine we could duplicate the prismatic shards. Okay, I'm gonna
Hun.
use one just
Hun, we've been over this. You can't duplicate it. You've tried.
which I wish we could, because that would have made it so much easier.
Yes, and that's part of the reason why we can't duplicate it, because it's not supposed to be easy.
Meow.
It is not considered a gemstone and therefore cannot be duplicated. I'm sorry, what was that?
Nothing.
You want to try? You want to try that again?
You can't prove I said anything.
Hey, bro. She says that we can't prove that she said anything. Porn is okay at home, not work. Says Night Rose.
Oh my god. Get some ice. Actually, I don't really need ice cream. Fuck it, I'm gonna buy 2 ice cream and then give it to what's their names, Haley and for me, thank you. Heck yeah, got another panning spot.
Nice. I must leave the mine because I am low on health. And I don't need to fall unconscious.
Remember, son, dying is gay.
Is there a doctor in the house? I am. Well, you're a nerd!
I buy this crispy bass. So that way I can give it to
What about a crispy ass?
Crispy bass! Fuck, I just drooled while saying that. What the hell?
I could hear it. Holy shit.
How were you able to hear drool?
That's what surprises me is I could hear that you were drooling. And I don't understand how that works.
You don't know either. I only need 3 more hearts with Willie, and then 4 more hearts with Harvey. For Harvey, literally, I could just give him Iridium Star apples.
Hun, you need to free Willie.
Fuck off.
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna see what happens if I give Harvey the Iridium Star mango. Considering he is a doctor.
I had
to. God, if he responds with, is this healthy? I'm gonna be like, no, it's totally not healthy. It's totally not fucking healthy. Of course it's healthy. It's literally a mango. Mangoes are good.
Hey, kids.
If I recall correctly, Harvey is actually in the
Well,
bar
hey
right
there,
now.
Emily.
Stay away from Emily!
Aw, but why?
I thought Harvey was in here. It's like I walk out and you're just carrying her. You're carrying her.
For half a second, I was looking at my camera and I don't know why, but it looked like some of my teeth were like beat red randomly.
Yeah.
And I was like, what in the world is going on? No, my eyes are playing tricks on me.
Okay, so Harvey does like Iridium Star mangoes. I came here because I like small town atmosphere and the potential for a holistic approach to patient care.
Ooh, I need to,
I've grown to really love it.
I need to jump to the island. I'll take a look at that in a moment, bro. I was right.
What?
The pirates are here.
I didn't. Funny enough, when I was killing the tiger slimes, I'm like, they gotta drop at least some type of tiger-related clothing. They just have to. And then I got the tiger hat, and I'm just like, yay. Imagine they drop a full tiger outfit. Oh my god, I could walk around dressed as a tiger.
No, not 5. Damn it. I'm not gonna make it. I'd have to get a few more bullseyes.
Harvey likes mangoes.
Hey!
Love coffee.
I lucked out with that one.
Okay, then I'll just give him coffee then.
I'm not gonna make it. Because I don't see how I... Yeah, there's no way that I'm gonna make this.
Let's see what else is hard. Actually, I can just look it up on my phone. What am I doing?
Oh!
On phone, hurry up. My phone is taking forever. It's being that kind of an asshole.
Sweet jumping Jehoshaphat. I'm not... Unless I get another bullseye and keep getting bulls, I'm not gonna make it this time either.
Let me...
I'd have to be able to make that shot. Fuck it. Oh, I made a... I can't... I need a 31. I think that would be 41. Hold on. Let's try. Damn it, that's not gonna work. Yeah, that wouldn't have worked.
And so apparently Harvey likes these gifts. Dandelion, dandelion, daffodil, common mushroom, chanterelle, purple mushroom, horseradish. It's love to gifts.
Yeah, hun, whatever it was that you said, my brother captured. Woo!
The hell? Apparently there's a starting mod where, like, everyone's different. Like, I just saw what looked like Penny, but her name is, like, Claire?
Huh.
Or something like that.
Please, bullseye. Yes! Don't hit the double! Yes! Yes! I got the last golden acorn!
There's won a game of darts and 9 throws. 1 golden acorn.
Oh! Also, I think I sprayed out a shitload of spit.
Wouldn't be surprised, in all honesty. I'll turn my phone back on because it's deciding to be a dickweed.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe I did it.
Did you get the achievement?
What achievement?
I thought it would be achievement.
No. That wasn't for an achievement. That was for the last golden walnut. We now have all of the golden walnuts, so we know we've got only 3 things left to go.
I'm still on the making good friends task.
Yeah. You're still working on that. I'm still working on becoming the town hero.
I'm gonna put on the bird hat for a bit. So the bird hat just can't really see my face.
I know, right? Night Rose said wow, and then I see Ninja pop up going, "Yo, let's fucking go!"
Let's fucking go!
Woo! So all we have left, hun, is Great Friends, Monster Slayer Hero, and Golden Clock on Farm. We are almost halfway to the amount of money we need for the Golden Clock. And then I still have Pepper Rex to kill. Well, more Pepper Rexes to kill. And then you're 15% away from being completing Great Friends.
Which should be easy. Also, I turn into Shantae again. Because why the fuck not?
Because my girlfriend is sexy.
I'm sexy.
You are sexy like that.
Gotta find out what Harvey loves.
Night Rose is chuckling in chat.
Okay, I'm just gonna give Harvey a coffee. Consider it. We need to get Harvey's and Willie's hearts up. The one that's gonna be a pain in the ass is Sandy.
Have you gotten the mango sticky rice recipe? He came in. Nope. He came in my room and said, "How's V?" He's doing all right.
I got 5 hearts with Harvey.
She's just dealing with a lot of stuff.
I still need to get 3 more hearts with Harvey, 3 more with Willie. 7 with Leo.
Mm-hmm.
With Krobus.
My husband's hearts have declined.
Why? Have you not been giving him gifts?
I haven't really been talking to him. Told him she's okay. Okay.
I got a cutscene with Harvey right as I walked out of the back room of his place.
Yeah.
I see. I was just about to write you a letter. Hey, what am I? Do I need a health checkup? You see, my records indicate that you're due for your annual checkup. Okay. Now, there's no need to worry. It'll be quick and painless. Please follow me.
Alright, I've got 4, 5, 6. I have 6 of the townsfolk done.
I swear to God, if Harvey starts, if he gives me a physical, and he starts flirting with me, I'm gonna punch him.
And I will come in and beat the shit out of him too.
He says, "Now open wide and say ah." Okay, you can stop.
Say ah.
I just need to check your vitals. God, this is a nerd thing.
Careful, he's an alien.
He says, your pulse is high. A little nervous. I'm out of breath from working on the farm. Are you really a doctor? My pulse is fine. It's a bit nervous thing. It'll make you nervous, huh? Just try to relax. I'm here to help.
That's part of the reason why we're so nervous.
Exactly. Well then, you seem very healthy, Icy Fire. Just make sure not to overwork yourself on the farm. I will. He says, thanks for stopping in. Where's my fucking lollipop? I came here being promised a lollipop. Oh wait, I didn't know this. You could actually buy stuff from Harvey, the energy tonic, and something called Muscle Remedy. When you pushed your body too hard, drink this to remove exhaustion.
Yeah, you know when the energy bar gets extremely low, and it's shaking violently and has very little, like a tiny little sliver, and you're moving slowly? Yeah, that's you being hit with fatigue. You drink the muscle thing, and it removes the effect of that. And I think it also restores some of your energy.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do today is
I still
I'm gonna
have
try to
30
get
Pepper
going.
Rexes to go, hun.
You could do it.
It's probably still going to take less time to do the Pepper Rex hunt than it is to get the amount of money we need for that damn golden clock.
This looks great, thank you. Okay, I got 7 hearts with him. I know the pain is wait, I have the Fort Totem to the Mountains. What am I doing? Forgot I had that in my inventory. See what the train drops by.
Oh, the train is passing?
Yep.
I didn't even see that pop up.
It's just it says Joja E-I. It's a Joja train.
Damn it.
Not seeing it falling from it.
I pop in and suddenly everything starts spewing out of the train.
Fucking alright. I was gonna check my own game last night of Stardew. Just to
Damn you, Joja!
But then I checked it. I forgot to check. I went to bed before I could check to see if the what had opened up the thing.
Motherfuckers.
Exactly.
Are you still using a golden axe?
Shut up.
It's
Using a golden axe, a golden scythe, and a golden pickaxe.
on the scythe can't be any higher than golden.
And yes, I'm still using a gold axe. I would turn my stuff into iridium, but I'm just like, I don't really need that.
Yeah, who needs the iridium stuff when I've got it already?
Exactly.
That was sarcasm.
Exactly.
Who's Sar and why is he in the chasm? We had a fairly full cave, and now I have all of the stuff that was in it.
Oh, you mean the cave and the farm?
Yep.
Nice. What the hell happened to our radioactive bar?
I had to use it. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Why is it gone? Oh shit, we got a pearl. One from the clubfish.
Ah, nice.
Pearl is gonna go immediately to the that one chest we have. We got 3 pearls in there.
Hmm.
I miss putting on this outfit. Put another slime egg in the slime hutch. I'm gonna put another purple one. I haven't even collected from the chickens in I think a couple days.
I need something that is easy to make that I can get a lot of health back from.
Sashimi.
A lot of health. Sashimi only restores 33.
that would be. Well, pizza restores 67.
Well, what does a red plate require? 1 red cabbage and 1 radish to make the red plate. Damn.
Find the plate thing. Let me check. Do we have any radishes? We have... You said what was the other ingredient?
Red cabbage and radish.
We have red cabbage. We don't have any radishes. I'll bring you over the red cabbage we have. Well, I have 6 silver star and 6 regular. I'll bring you over the silver star.
Nah, don't worry about it.
Well, I'm already over here, so...
Yeah.
So...
Radish seeds and red cabbage seeds are in Pierre's. Thank you.
Welcome.
I don't have any radishes.
I mean, I could grow some once the, What the hell? Are we completely out of hay? There's no hay in here.
Are we?
I think we are, because the cows don't have it. The cows in the barn next to your house don't have any hay.
Is it fully upgraded?
Yes, it's fully upgraded.
Oh shit, we're completely out of hay. There's none in the coop as well over here. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and tomorrow I'm gonna jump down to Marnie's farm and get some more hay for them. If you wouldn't mind running up to Robin's with wood and I think let's see, Robin. I think it's clay and stone? Building upgrade. Silo. Stone, clay, and copper bars. If you could run up there with a stack of stone, clay, and then some 5 copper bars to get another silo. That way we can add more. It's 100 stone for silo, 10 clay for 100 stone, 10 clay, and 5 copper bars for a silo, and then 100 G.
And so I could just go ahead and make 2 silos. If we
well, you can only build one at a time.
Ah, okay, true.
If I recall correctly.
I know exactly where I'm gonna put it.
Preferably somewhere out of the way, and
it will.
In an open enough area we can just stack them up. Because we're probably going to want quite a few of them just so we don't have to worry about it as much.
We still have that open area right underneath the slime hutch. We haven't done anything with that part yet.
Yeah, the last time anything was done with it, it was for the cheese challenge.
Yeah, the chi beans.
Alright, I'm headed over to Marnie's now.
Alright, I'm heading over to Robin's.
Marnie! Good. Supplies. Alright. I'm on my way back. I've got 480 hay.
I'm waiting for Robert to get out of bed.
Ah.
So that way I can do the thing. Still want to know what's in Mara's fucking that little area she has underneath her house. Her room. Want to know what's in there.
Alright, I've placed the hay.
Okay. Robert just got up. Okay. Construct farm buildings. That's a silo.
I'm currently in the process of getting all the animals their hay. And I'm casting some blood magic with the wizard. I mean,
What? Nerd. Apparently clay sells for more than stone.
I'm not surprised.
Already have furniture catalog. Oh, I have a recipe that I need. Stone brazier. Okay, I'm gonna buy that recipe.
Alright, that should take care of the animals for today.
I put the other silo right next to the other barn.
Alright. I need to check how much all of that was, so I can go ahead and top them off before Marnie leaves her house. Alright, that was 30.
Yeah, we also got to get the what was it? The rhubarb seeds, radish.
Yeah.
I have radish seeds, 25 of them in the thing or in the greenhouse.
Yeah, we're also gonna need the red cabbage seeds if we don't have any.
Have red. I think we have red cabbage seeds.
All right, cool. All right, I've got the 30 hay to replace what I had to put down in the animals' feed.
All right. I'm gonna check on the other animals. So I can get the stuff that they have.
Yeah, the stuff that they gave us before we accidentally forgot about, replenishing the hay.
Yeah, there's some hay over here that needs to be replenished in the chicken coop.
Well, no, that's the thing. When I grabbed it out of the thing, it was only it only gave me the amount of animals that we have for hay to place.
Okay.
You go ahead and just keep jumping down. I had originally planned on taking a nap as soon as I got home. The problem is I got an overwhelming hunger on my way home. So I stopped by Applebee's and got myself 2 8-ounce steaks and had it as 4 sides of broccoli with an appetizer.
Nice.
Yeah, only $40.
Very, very nice.
You want to know how?
No.
2 for $32.
Very
They've got a special where it's like not including the drink. You order a either 2 salads or an appetizer, and then 2 full meals or full entrees for 24, 28, or $32, depending on what items it is that you decide to buy. And of course, me being me, I wanted steak.
Steak is good.
And I didn't just want a little bit of steak. I wanted a full, enough to make me full. So of course I had to go the most expensive version, the 2 for 32. Got some mozzarella sticks, and then had those 2. And then of course a soda.
Understandable.
Which frankly I shouldn't have had that soda that I had, but I didn't want to deal with water. So my body's probably going to sit there and yell at me tomorrow for a good chunk of the day. I just realized we've only been streaming for half of the normal stream time so far. It feels like a lot longer.
That's what I was gonna say. It feels like we've been, it feels like almost the end of the stream.
I know, right?
Oh, bizarre. I'm on the island right now collecting some stuff.
Yeah, I'm in Skull Cavern. Hunting Pepper Rex still.
I'm also gonna see if Chi has any more challenges for us.
Alright. Oh, I forgot to check town to see if they had any challenges for us.
I think it's just the, that one where it's, like, either you fish or something else. Or the stone challenge where you get a bunch of stone.
Oh. I hate when they do that.
Same.
Oh yeah, fish up a bunch of fish for basically no reason. Or collect an exuberant amount of stone. Hello, diamonds.
All of the ancient fruits here already.
Yes.
Over 120 ancient
Holy shit.
fruits.
That's a lot of serpents. Alright, that's another Pepper Rex down.
There's 29 more to go.
Yep.
Also getting the coconuts that I can get because I like coconuts. I got a golden one. Alright, Chi, let's see. Do you have any challenges? Cheese kindness, 50 gifts, 50 love gifts, and
Cheese challenge. You're gonna love my nuts.
You're gonna love my nuts. Or the Junimo cart. No. Neither. Yeah.
Did I just randomly get a Chi gem?
Oh, no, that was me.
Oh.
I,
Exchanged the last golden walnut for the Chi gems?
Yep.
Alright.
There's more to this world than meets the eye, kid. Someday you'll understand. I wanna understand how the fuck you get your outfit so damn sparkly. From now,
Another Pepper Rex.
Keep striving for excellence. Wait, I just realized our numbers 337377. Instead of it's like opposite day. I could decide to also decorate the house we have in the island.
You could.
I probably should, because considering we need a theme, I'm gonna need a theme for it, and I think I know the perfect theme.
Well, it is on the island.
Yes. So we gotta make it Christmas themed. I'm just kidding.
Only you would take island and run with Christmas.
Holy shit! I didn't realize we have 115 coconuts. That means we can get 11 golden coconuts.
My brother, the secret to my sparkles is whispers, gunpowder. Hey, bro. You see the little dot in the middle of the screen? It's like right around here. Just get real close. You might not be able to see it from a distance. Smacks your face into the screen.
Laugh if I wound up hearing you actually get up and then you walk out of your room. Next thing we hear, fuck, from your brother just hitting the screen. And then you walk back in. You have the most satisfying fucking look on your face.
The biggest shit-eating grin. And my brother has bonked me. Wait, did the audio not play for that?
Remember what time it is.
Control audio via OBS.
God, we still have a whole hour to stream. Holy shit.
Hey, bro, test the bonk for me, will you? I'm inside my house. Nobody can take my stuff.
Harvey loved gifts. Stardew Valley. Totally did not just speak that into my phone. Totally not.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Gifts on his birthday. Winter 14 will have 8 times the effect and show unique dialogue. Technically, it's not really unique when every part of this game is unique.
When everything is unique, nothing is unique.
Hey,
I'm trying to test the bonk, but it won't let me because free sounds can only be played once each minute per user. Okay, that one worked. Thank you, Night Rose.
Wine, truffle oil, super meal, pickles, and coffee. I could get him truffle.
Okay, that worked. Thank you, bro.
Fuck it, I'm gonna start giving this motherfucker some wine. Just to get Harvey's hearts up faster.
Yeah, usually their loved gifts is the best way to go.
Yeah, it says his best gifts are wine. And, well, other stuff, but I'm I'm gonna start giving him some wine.
Okay. I didn't realize they actually put a limit on the number of times you could redeem a free sound.
They do so that way people don't, you know, spam it like complete jackasses.
Well, that's the entire point of me having made it free. It's a sound I have no problem with people spamming the shit out of.
True. Alright, let me grab this free stuff over here. Harvey!
My brother goes, not often you thank us for bonking you.
Harvey, I got you some wine.
Hey, hon, you've got some stuff in here that's ready to be picked. Mostly pineapples.
It's for me. It's my favorite stuff. It's like you read my mind. Alright, how's your hearts now? Still 5. Okay, I only need 3 more hearts with him.
Nice.
Which wine should help. Aww.
Hey, Robin.
Looking sharp today. Aw, that's sweet of her to say that.
What? No melons? Nope, no melons. For now.
Oh, bitches?
No maidens?
No maiden?
You know, since Elden Ring is so popular right now.
Which okay. I know how, like, Dark Souls and all those games are very popular. Because, you know, it gives gamers a challenge.
Yeah.
I never really saw the interest in it. I don't know, maybe it could...
Well, part of it is just how difficult the games are. Like, beating those games well enough is, in of itself, a nice big challenge. But then you also have, on top of that, hidden lore. There's lore in almost everything in the Souls games.
I'm gonna get
Especially hidden in, like, flavor text. On, like, weapons. And so, apparently the only way to get every single bit of lore is to properly infer based on all of the pieces of equipment you can get in the game. As well as some stuff you shouldn't be able to get, but it's somehow accessible if you are very, very lucky or what's the other one? Determined.
I'll find you some radish seeds for you.
Thank you.
I had to get rid of some of the pineapple state plants because you don't really need this many.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't really need pineapples.
Suddenly, pineapples.
This isn't helping. Did I hear determination? No, but you did hear me thud really hard on the ground.
I need to go to the island and turn these coconuts into golden coconuts.
Is filled with determination.
Dun, 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 da, da, da. Imagine we just get from all of these golden coconuts, we just get like iridium. God, that would be so nice.
And then all we get out of them are bones. And
Oh, I'd be
fossils.
so fucking mad.
Oh, so would I.
I'd be like, we've been collecting these things for so long. There's a lot of shit to get over here at the dig site.
Not
Here's where
surprised.
I put a trophy. If I had one.
Ah, yes, Timmy's dad. Summoned Sands. God damn it, bro. This is why we can't have nice things.
Oh yeah.
Because we're about to have a bad
night.
time.
I was hanging out with a group last night. This dude can actually look. You know how on VR I rarely ever see anyone do a really good Mark Hamill Joker.
Mm-hmm.
This dude was able to do it perfectly. Like
Nice.
the best I've seen, and I legit freaked out. I was like, "Oh my god!" Because I was pulling out the Harley Quinn voice, and then he starts doing that, and I legit, yeah, I freaked the fuck out. I was like, "Oh my god!"
Hun, it's not that hard to make you freak out. That's the thing.
People out there don't need to know that, because then they're gonna find me on VR and be like, "Oh, hi."
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But no, that's the thing, hun. When it comes to you, even sounding like someone who's really famous, as far as like the community they're a part of is concerned, is
People in their tents.
is enough to just make you freak out.
I'm like, I go, you know what? I'm gonna start calling whenever I do the sound, I'm gonna start calling it helium balloon me. Because I do sound like a helium balloon. A damn helium balloon.
I'll be honest, I'm surprised you didn't start freaking out when I mentioned that I talked to Aeon.
Talk to the legendary Aeon?
Yes. Remember when I was talking about how he's the first person who actually has me intimidated on an intellectual level?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mentioned the fact that I actually talked to Aeon, and surprisingly, he didn't freak out. Probably because, you know, I was talking about how someone actually has intimidated me.
That, and I want to talk to Aeon as well. I'm like, part of me really wants to be like, "Oh, pony devil, how do I satisfy thee?"
Yeah, I don't think he would take too well to that. Considering, I think that's more reserved for either A, friends, or B, the sketches that they do.
Okay, I got 12 golden coconuts. Not 11. 12. And I gotta put these ostrich eggs in this thing so I can get some more mayo. Dino eggs.
And for those wondering what I mean by intellectually intimidated, it's one of those things where you can sense that someone is like, it's like someone is, it seems like someone is withholding information, and you can tell just by the way that they're talking that they're doing that. And you don't want to make yourself seem stupid around them. It's kind of like that. That's really the best way that I can describe it as. Shows how much I know, having also spoken with him.
never talked to Aeon or any of. Oh yeah, I saw one of my friends, Joe Scout Canine.
Mm-hmm.
He was actually at BabsCon,
Ah.
and he actually ran into, I want to say, the Wilsonator, Blitzy.
Blitzy or Blissy?
Blissy.
Okay.
Yeah. In the others, and apparently Jasper was there, but I think he wandered off.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't
Also,
know this about.
I'm not really sure if Bliss would like people outside of her friend group calling her Blissy.
Oh,
So
I didn't know that. Sorry.
I'm not sure. That's the thing. I don't really talk to her very frequently. The like 2 times that I ever did manage to be in a conversation with her, it was very, very brief. And one of them was literally the entire conversation being another situation of, oh, so-and-so sounds just like Lightning Bliss. No, they don't. There's a very distinct difference between them, and the fact that you guys can't tell the difference just makes you look even more stupid. I'm an idiot. I would know.
In the video, I will say this: since you know about D&D, right?
Yes, I know very well.
Apparently, from what I remember from seeing the video, he did apparently. Josh Scorcher has this tiny little grudge against Joe because they were playing a D&D session.
Mm-hmm. And he derailed the campaign, didn't he?
He wanted to split the room, I think he said. Or split the team.
Yeah. He wanted to split the group up.
Yeah, he wanted to split the group. And the thing is, Josh Scorcher goes right up to his face and is like, "Are you sure about that?"
Yeah. The DM is it has to be really on top of things to be able to work with a group that decides to split up. And I'm not really sure that Josh handles splitting up the group very well, mostly because a lot of the stuff that he throws around in his campaigns is extremely team oriented. If the entire group isn't there to handle it, they're in big trouble.
Very, very true.
So a lot of the times, the players tend to be very close-knit and don't want to just send someone off on their own. It's very rare that someone in the group is like, okay, we don't want to do this, but it's the only way we're going to get around this. We need to send someone out of the group to go do something. One of the instances, they had someone transform into a very small creature and go through a wall. I remember listening to that particular campaign for a bit. And they turned into a creature, went through the wall to discover what was on the other side. I think it was connected to another room through a small hole. And they had to explore for a bit before returning to the party and describing what was going on. But beyond that, most of the time they were sticking to each other like glue.
Damn.
If your DM isn't isn't able to handle the group splitting up very well, the campaign can easily be derailed just from that alone. And I'm not sure, but I think there was some mention about how at one point during one campaign that wasn't recorded, the group split up and like half the party died, I think it was.
Damn.
Don't quote me on that because I don't quite have all the information. But yeah, it's like you don't want to split the group. It takes longer and it can just be one huge hassle for the DM.
Exactly. I still need to get into D&D.
There'll come a time when we can sit down and explore the information and whatnot. Oh. 404 out of 720. Our silo is done.
Okay, perfect.
So you can go run over to Robbins and commission another one if you wanted to.
I'll do that some of the time. Also, I just got us 15 iridium ore.
Okay.
So now we got enough to make 3 more iridium bars.
Let's see. 316.
Okay, well, would it if I decided to be a druid, would that be better than a warlock?
In some cases, yes. In other cases, no. It all depends on what you're trying to go for.
I just want to be able to fly.
Then, to be quite honest,
Like I pull a...
the druid would have more access to flight because, you know, being able to transform into animals.
Yes.
Yeah, that is true, bro. He says that he's played a few sessions with a number of DMs where the main means of progress was through a party that was split up. That is true in some cases, not always. I've come across some DMs where they could not handle a party that split up. But while the druid does have more access to flight because of being able to transform into animals, the warlock has more versatility in combat. It's like, yes, you can transform into all sorts of creatures as a druid, meaning you could fight in the air, you could fight underwater, you could do all sorts of stuff. But combat casting is... it's kind of iffy.
Mm-hmm.
And then the sorts of powers for the source of powers and the type of powers are different between the druid and the warlock. Druids get theirs from nature. Sometimes there's a deity behind that. Sometimes there isn't. Warlocks, Demon Daddy is the common joke. But that's basically what it is.
Demon Daddy.
Basically, they have a... what is it? I'm trying to remember what the name of the person is when they're willing to spend so much money on you even though you're not related to them.
Sugar Daddy.
There we go. Basically, the magic power version of a sugar daddy. Or sugar mama, depending on what gender the deity is. And typically they are evil. It's like you've signed a contract to them where they technically own your soul and they grant you their powers so that you may basically do their bidding or spread their influence, whatever. I don't know the exact details because I don't typically play warlocks. But warlocks are arcane based and, well, more arcane than divine, if I recall correctly. And then druids are very heavily divine. Even the arcane spells that they have access to are divine. But my personal favorite is also the same class that everyone shits on in 5e because nobody wants to play them because honestly 5e made them sucky. And that's Rangers.
Ah,
Rangers are very great, they are very versatile until you hit 5th edition. And then they're literally just so awful to try and play. There are some good ones, don't get me wrong. But with how restrictive the rules are for 5th edition, it's so hard to play a ranger at low level. Because if you choose any other class, they're doing that part of the ranger's repertoire better. And the ranger can never outclass them on that particular set of skills. Unless that class isn't even in the party, in which case no one can really say anything to the ranger because that's really all they're going to be is some subsect of a different class. But like in one of the biggest differences between 3.5 and Pathfinder versus 5th edition is you have so many options. Especially in Pathfinder. Oh my god, the options. Freaking feats every other level. If you're a fighter, then it's every level. You get feats on top of the feats. Like it's so good. You can become ridiculous so fast in certain areas, but then still lack in others enough that having a whole party is still important to have.
Dwarf Scroll.
Hello.
3.
Ah.
Killing a slime.
Ah. My brother has played some interesting rogues, and in Pathfinder you can make a rogue even more interesting. Because in Pathfinder they really beefed up rogues and sorcerers. And I don't mean just a little bit here, a little bit there. No, they seriously overhauled the sorcerer class and the rogue class. Rogues get rogue talents. They gain access to being able to cast low-level spells, better at doing all sorts of different rogue-y type things. And then as you get higher level, they get access to slightly better spells and can do even more serious stuff. It gets pretty cool pretty fast, pretty ridiculous if you go the right route. And then for sorcerers, you have access to bloodlines, which grant you free spells that you don't need to take up your spells known slots for. And your castings per day are always increasing. Freaking, you get bloodline based feats that you can get access to, bloodline powers. If you take an archetype, you can get access to 2 different bloodlines and be able to pick the powers from either one. Just, you can get so creative with things. And obviously there's drawbacks to some of the stuff. Like, if you take 2 bloodlines, you get benefits from both, but you can't ever be as powerful in one or the other as someone who only has that one bloodline. So that there's all sorts of things that you can do. I'm not describing it as thoroughly as I could be, partly because, that takes a lot of focus to do, and I'm trying to play a game here. I actually preferred consulting with a sorcerer in 3.5. I can kind of get that.
Still doing a couple good that.
Yeah, and for those who are curious about what my brother means by Gestalt, I really want to play some D&D. Yeah, I know, right? For those curious what my brother means by Gestalt, uh, Gestalting was something that was done more for 3.0 than 3.5, but a lot of people let that rule follow into 3.5 if you had enough of a creative DM. And what it does is you take the best stats from both classes that you choose and mash them together. You get all the abilities of both classes mashed together. And every time you level up both classes at the same time. It makes for a very overpowered character if you're not careful. And that's why a lot of DMs won't allow it, but there's a lot of DMs out there who are capable of handling the levels of overpoweredness it can get. A lot of people will sit there and gestalt with a monk. A monk with any other class is ridiculous. But keep in mind, it's not taking two classes and stacking their scores. It's you take two classes and take whichever class's score is better and using that for that particular thing. For example, there's reflex saves, fort saves, saving throws. There's three main ones in 3.5 and Pathfinder. It's fort saves, reflex saves, and will saves. If the, say, for example, fighters have a really weak will save. Monk is the other class because, everyone likes to have the monk gestalt. It's way overpowered way too quickly. The monk's will save is better than the fighter's will save. So you take the monk's will save for that and plug that in. If I recall correctly, the fighter has a better health die at 10. I remember that. It's a 10. A D10. If I recall correctly, the monk, it's a D8. You would take the fighter's health die and use that for rolling all of your health. That's what gestalting does. You don't get both for stacking onto for the stuff. It's you get the better of the two. And that's where multi-classing and gestalting differ. Multi-classing, you get to stack the score. You get to stack the saves and the health and whatnot. The downside is you're using full levels for each of the classes. Once you hit 20th level, it becomes a problem. Because after 20th level, you get a set listing for the different saves and all that statistics that you will gain. You still get the benefits of the health die, but the moment you hit 21st level, it goes off of a new saving throw thing. And I don't remember the exact rules for it. I just remember it does not differ each level. It just follows the exact same path regardless of which class you continue up. Period.
So apparently for best gifts for Willie, I gotta give him either a catfish, a diamond, iridium bar, mead, octopus.
Hun, are you seriously gonna catfish Harvey?
Yes I am, bitch. Or no, not catfish Harvey. I'm catfishing Willie.
Oh yeah, go ahead and catfish Willie all you want.
Okay, good. We have two.
And sorry for the really long tangent where I was just standing around doing nothing, folks. D&D is so much fun, and there's a lot of stuff that I do know. There's also a lot of stuff I don't know. I've been playing D&D quite a bit, on and off, and I've done DMing a bit. I've dabbled here and there. I prefer to be a player, but I can DM in, like, an emergency. Like, if the DM's like, hey, do a one-shot, then I could potentially do that. Free Willy. Bro, I pulled that joke at the beginning of the stream.
Going to Free Willy, Zipper. No, not that. Wait, I got a cutscene with Sebastian at the beginning.
Hun!
Yeah, what do you want?
The timing of that and what you were talking about. Free Willy, zip. Oh, wait, I just got a cutscene with Sebastian. What kind of cutscene is it? Because last I heard you were about to have to deal with someone dropping their pants.
That's my brain capacity in a nutshell. Look at those dark clouds looming over the horizon. Yeah, cool, aren't they? I hope they come this way. Sebastian, we get it, you're emo. Like this weather, like it makes because everyone disappear.
D&D is so much fun for me, especially being a player.
People makes me feel anxious.
I like playing characters that end up being on paper overpowered and then not playing them overpowered.
I think Sebastian's hitting on me because he said being around other people makes him anxious, and he said I don't feel that way around you though.
Yeah, he's hitting on you. Smack him. Smack him hard.
Oh, fuck! I shouldn't have done that to the back of my hand. Ow!
Are you okay?
I slapped the back of my hand to make the sound effect.
It didn't come through.
Fuck!
It wasn't worth it, hun.
Here, there's room for two of us. He's got an umbrella, and he's putting me underneath it. Oh my god. Wow. You know I have a wife.
And a boyfriend.
Exactly. Alright. Willie, good, you're here. I'm giving you a catfish. This is great. If only me old Pappy were around, he'd go nuts. Now I have 8 hearts with him.
Yay.
Rumors of some rare fish in these parts, but only experienced anglers could stand a chance against them. You'll need to get the finest bait you can get if you want a rare fish to bite.
One of my favorite characters, still the monk with the necklace of rings of 3 wishes. Yeah. I still want to actually go through a full campaign with my rogue ninja whose entire goal was to basically give a giant fuck you to the paladins of the Holy Order by not only getting the Holy Avenger, but also getting the Unholy Avenger, or whatever its official title was. And then later on, coming across I think it's the Holy Devastator, and then I don't remember what the unholy one was. But the latter two are both epic items, and they're basically the epic versions of the Holy and Unholy Avenger. And keep in mind, the entire intent was for him to dual-wield them and use them fully effectively. Now keep in mind, these are Paladin and Blackguard specific weapons. Use magic item is a very, very useful skill, especially as a rogue. You get that high enough, you can trick not people, but you can trick magic items into thinking they are currently being wielded by the proper user for those items. Including...
Did you by any chance drop a tea leaf near the area when we go into town? Because I just found a random tea leaf over there.
I don't think I did.
Huh. Yeah, that was bizarre.
But yeah, that includes the ability to trick a Holy Avenger into thinking you are a paladin of effective level to wield it correctly. Even if you are evil. Now, granted, it still hurts you if you wield it and you're evil, no matter how effectively you're using it. But you can do it. And it is terrifying.
You been collecting the eggs?
I collected a few eggs, yes. I did not collect all of the eggs. I didn't collect eggs today.
Alright, because I was wondering, I'm like, where are all the eggs? Alright, yeah, that's why.
But yeah, on top of that one, the Rogue Ninja Gestalt was trying to set up his own guild to also overtake the main guild hall that he had started off in. He was progressing pretty well before that campaign ended. We kinda nuked like an entire book because of some shenanigans and going a little too overboard with said shenanigans. Long story short, do not orbital drop a Dracolich. In an open plains that has a singular dungeon in it.
Hey, my kids are furries.
You turned them into furries, hon.
I turned them into furries. They're no longer
We have
children.
yet another thunderstorm.
What the fuck?
It's 3 days in a row.
Did you somehow use that thing to just conjure up lightning storms? Like, jeez.
Oh, you talking about the rain totem? No, I haven't used one of those. Remember that time we brought religion back into that sultanate? Are you talking about the character that you pulled the wiggle 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 click on?
Wiggle, wiggle.
Oh no, that's exactly the reference my brother was making with his comment. But the problem was we were supposed to be if I recall correctly, we were supposed to be getting arrested, and he had manacles, but they hadn't been put on him. And because no one was really paying much attention to him, he managed to wiggle his way over, and the click was him putting the manacles around the feet of the Sultan.
Yeah. Also, we got 21 more fucking the battery packs.
I could be skipping a lot of details. My brother can clarify some of that. Oh, they did put manacles on you. I remember you doing the wiggle thing, and then the click was you putting manacles on the Sultan. I was rogue and got them off me. That's right. That's why you had the manacles in the first place. But yeah. If I recall correctly, wasn't that also the campaign with my sorcerer who could wield a shotgun, wield a katana, and also cast ridiculous amounts of spells?
Wielding the magic samurai Wildy.
I think that was the campaign where the DM had me accidentally kill his girlfriend because of his own rules. Because of that, I had set off a fireball, but he decided to add a rule in, saying that if it was a very narrow spacing, there was a chance for the spell to go off. But the spell clearly states you point at a spot, and a small orb goes to that spot and explodes, dealing fire damage. It does not say there is any chance of error whatsoever. It says you indicate a spot you can see. I could see the spot, and it goes there and explodes. Period. No error in judgment whatsoever, unless there's wild magic at play. Wild magic is a very dangerous rule to play with. Just saying that.
I forgot I gotta grab the eggs, that way I can...
Just warning people now, wild magic is not something a beginner is going to want to play with, because it can go so wrong so fast. I'm trying to remember the name of the YouTuber who started making animatics of their campaign, and I want to say part of their name was Doodle, and I'm not talking about the VTuber Rose Doodle. They played as a monkey of some kind. It was like a monkey who had a cursed arm, and I don't remember. We also had lightsabers, and somebody in the party crit failed in the arena with one and slayed my assassination target. Yes, I remember the lightsabers because my character was running around with one as well. It dealt lightning and fire damage, but it wasn't actually a lightsaber. No, because that's trademarked by Star Wars. We're not breaking copyright laws. It's beam saber. Or something like that.
A laser saber. Fuck yes, I can get
But yeah, he got credit for killing them too. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that campaign was a wild ride. We could have thrown it off so much harder than we did. So easily, because the DM was making some somewhat bad calls, but because we decided to not throw it off so hard, I guess he decided not to dick us over too much. But he kind of screwed over his girlfriend when he made the rule of, oh, there's a chance of error because that spell that killed her, it wouldn't have killed her normally, and then didn't get a chance to try and resurrect her because we never continued the campaign, and he still blames me for killing her character and not trying to resurrect her when I had the chance to. And it's like, excuse me, I didn't have the chance to. Frankly, he and I didn't really get along very well when it came to stuff like that. It also didn't help that he had this thing where he swore up and down I was cheating. And I know he fudged rolls, so I'm not surprised that he tried to catch me fudging rolls. And don't get me wrong, I did. I fudged a couple. I claimed a nat 1 for one of the fudges, so it was more in his favor as a DM. It's like I can't
Also,
keep
I
doing
found
really
out-
well.
Willie just told me apparently Elliot loves lobster.
Had fun flooding the toilets when we had that portal to that space station. Flooding toilets when we had a portal to the space station. I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
you.
I'm going to assume that was a different campaign, because I definitely don't remember any space station. But yeah. Granted, he was a good DM otherwise, besides wanting to constantly kill my characters. And my other friends' characters. And the worst part is, he approved the characters we were playing. So it's like, not really our fault.
I forget, what does Leo like?
It was the same campaign. It was through a door we went in, and was how we got one of those sabers. Was that during the segment where my Ogrekin Oreed had gotten his anvil's chain sliced, and how he almost lost his anvil in a wall? My Ogrekin Oreed was originally supposed to just be a normal monk with a giant sword that he could wield, and he carried around an anvil. He was supposed to be a blacksmith, but we kept coming across enemies where the biggest issue was no one besides my Ogrekin could actually hit the damn thing, and the only way to deal enough damage to try and kill them was to use the anvil. I had only intended on using the anvil as, like, on occasion, in an emergency. But he kept throwing at us stronger and stronger things to try and get us to understand you can't just win every fight like this. It's like, well, stop forcing me to have to use the last resort item. We used the anvil the first time because someone decided that they would turn the lava elemental into a solid rock and was like, hey, smash this with your anvil. Okay, cool. Smash. And then suddenly everything became harder and harder, and we became more reliant on the character with an anvil because, you know, monk can hit things, and an anvil does a lot of damage.
And it's a fucking anvil, man. Like,
Exactly. It was only a 50-pound anvil, but still, it's an anvil. It does a lot of damage.
exactly. You try dropping one of those fuckers on your foot and seeing if you walk out.
Let alone swinging that thing around on a 10-foot chain.
Exactly. It's like the dude who you did that, like, who you played with is actually in the chat.
I doubt that. I don't think he watches streamers. Or if he does, he probably doesn't watch any of my streams. But it's like, I told him straight up, because he was kind of leery about the anvil to start with. I told him straight up, it's only really meant for emergency use, if it's the only thing dealing any significant amount of damage. And then he started chucking, like, ridiculously powerful monsters at us. Just out of the blue. It's like, you can't do that and expect us not to end up having to resort to something that's supposed to be just used for emergencies. Because you're killing half the party, or nearly so, killing half the party.
How all this D&D shit talk started just because I mentioned a video.
So
It's like,
it just got ridiculous real fast, and yeah, when I came across him again, it was when I was going to see one of the superhero movies. if I recall correctly. I think it was one of the Spider-Man movies. And he wasn't happy to see me. Like, at all.
Well, he has to get the fuck over it.
Yeah, pretty much. But one of my coworkers earlier was talking about D&D, and I'm like, oh yeah, and then I talked about the campaign, and after asking one of my ex-coworkers that I came across at a different store, found out that my coworker knows my old DM. Because he also played D&D at the same place that I used to play D&D at.
Oh my god, yes. Coincidence? I think not.
So that was entertaining to find out. Oh, you already chopped down that tree. Cool. Or maybe I chopped it down.
Gonna wait until tomorrow. Oh, okay. I only need 2 more hearts for Willie, which is good. Cause I got the catfish. He likes catfish.
Okay.
Look at him. There. Whee! Check on chickens. Still only need a couple more eggs for that omelet you did.
Okay.
Silly, fuck it. I'm gonna turn some fiber into some grass starters.
Hun, we're about to switch seasons.
I know, but at least it'll give these guys the right food.
Okay.
Other than
Yeah, there's a lot of raw that we were breaking. Rules as written, also known as raw.
yeah.
For example, it turns out that all these years that I'd been playing D&D, I'd been using the 5-foot movement wrong. There's a movement that is known as the 5-foot step that does not provoke an attack of opportunity. The problem is, if you use that, apparently you aren't supposed to be able to actually move your character, like, away from that space that you move to. You can't take another move action. You can draw a weapon or any other stuff that is considered a move action for what is used to do it, but you cannot actually do a move action. Hey, Scully. Gold Peak. He says Gold Peak sweet tea. Gold Peak sweet tea is good. But yeah, I didn't actually know that until I started trying to play D&D online on like Roll20. And some of the folks there were telling me about that, and I'm just like, oh, okay. That's a new rule for me. It's like, well, no, that's raw. It's like, oh. Well, then. And then, technically, if you don't have a +1 base attack bonus, and you don't have the quick draw feat,
Yeah.
then, well, if you don't have a minimum base attack bonus of +1, and you don't have the quick draw feat, it doesn't matter if you're in the middle of a movement or not. It takes a full movement action, or a full action to ready a weapon. Or no, it is a movement action to draw a weapon. And you can't combine it with you moving. Unless you decide to use 2 movement actions, in which case you don't get a standard action.
So it's almost time for the end of the stream.
Yep.
Holy shit. I still have the pickled potatoes. That's one thing that I would love to get IRL, just so I could be like starting.
Hey, Nightfall, how's it going? Long time no chat.
Who?
Nightfall.
Ah, Nightfall!
Or as Wolfhead refers to her as, Squeaker.
Squeaker.
Yeah, leave that to Wolfhead, though.
I will.
Currently sick, but almost better on day 4 of the sickies cold. Aw. I'm glad you're getting better. Have you had your debut yet for streaming? I haven't seen anything posted about that. And I've been curious about that as well. Because I was hoping to catch that if I could. If not, then I'd manage to miss it, but I guess I miss it. But it's like, I want to try and go there for your debut. Give you all the support I can. No, Desktop fans sort of oofed, so I'm waiting until I can fix. Ah! Okay.
Oh, I can finally make fruit salad. Perfect.
Yeah, there's other rules that taken raw. We've broken very much so. For example, the spell Grease explicitly states in its description, it is not something you can set on fire. Going back to D&D stuff. It's not something, it's not a spell, well, it's not grease that you can actually set on fire. There's actually a different spell for that, turns out. But we decided to ignore that one. Did you say you're out of what?
I'm out of cranberries, apparently.
Wow.
I swear I had a shit ton.
Oh, you know what it is? You did have a shit ton, and then we had to do those prismatic Grange challenges. Because we used them as red.
Right.
So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we've broken the rules for. But it was for entertainment.
Entertainment purposes only.
And one of the biggest things that I hate about some of the people that are trying to get into D&D now, some of them are just trying to do it to try and become as great as Critical Role. You can't. You really can't. Don't try and compete with them. Try and become your own thing. And don't force it. That's the other thing, is don't force it. Enjoy the game. Because if you can't enjoy the game yourself, you're wasting your time, frankly. Now, when you waste your own time, you're also wasting everyone else's time. So D&D is meant... Wow, voice crack. Thank you. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I'm 30 years old, and my voice still cracks. A lot more frequently than I'd like to admit.
I swear that was just a voice crack just now.
I'm not sure if it was a voice crack or me just doing as I normally do.
Is this you normally do, babe? Yes.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Bobby.
You are such a nerd.
But I am your nerd. Wink and ooh-woo, really, bro?
Wink. And yes, I had to do it as well because.
Ooh-woo.
Ooh. Ah, yes. Ooh.
Ooh-woo indeed.
Ooh, indeed. People are just gonna come into the stream and be like, what the fuck? And then just walk away.
My brother pops up going, no baby voice! Why not?
He's gonna come into your room and just say, shut the fuck up and just walk out.
I would be surprised if he did that. Just bust open my door and very audibly go, shut the fuck up! Freaking. First off, he doesn't swear. Like, at all. I've made him extremely angry. And he's never sworn. No matter how angry he's gotten. So mad props to him. Because I could not do that. Once I hit a certain level of anger...
What the fuck?
Night Rose, Night. Thank you for playing that. That was great.
What did she play?
She played the what the fuck sound effect. But yeah, it's like once I hit a certain level of anger, it's done. I swear. It doesn't matter anymore. But yeah. So hearing my brother swear would be like extremely shocking.
How much longer until we gotta quit?
Honestly, we can go ahead and end it here.
Alright.
Let's
Today
see.
is a holiday. I think it's the what is
Go to Twitch.
The midlight jellies.
Who cares?
Alright, exit to desktop.
Alright. We have... My friend Chris is streaming.
Nice.
I am going to raid him.
Alright. Let's go.
Alright. That's correct. So start that raid up. So it's rumored that if I hit the West Coast, the apocalypse begins, so me cursing. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I do have my Dragon Age stream. It's going to be interesting because I work the day after, but then I'm off the day after that. And I don't know if you want to try, unless something changes, I don't know if you want to try and do another stream on Sunday, or what all.
I mean,
So.
we could try it.
All right.
Like, I think I don't know if my friend's gonna wind up picking me up on Sunday.
Okay.
You know, last Sunday she couldn't because of the Easter.
Yeah.
But if she doesn't wind up picking me up, then yeah, I don't mind.
All right. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Bye.
Bye. Oh, I needed that. Oh shit! I just saw what your brother posted. The can't prove I said something, or can I? Alright, let me see what the fucking thing says.
All right. I'll probably be in VR later if I manage to stay awake long enough.
Sounds good.
So I
I mean,
love
you. Don't
you.
always have to get on VR with me.